This is a brand new microphone from Sony, and it's one of the most versatile video microphones on the market. It is small, compact, lightweight. It doesn't take batteries or require cables. It has tons of custom controls, noise filtering, safety track recording, and uses beam technology to create different pickup patterns, essentially making it 8 microphones in one. Before we get into it, I just want to mention that this video is not sponsored by Sony. They did, however, send this microphone to me for review, but I don't get to keep it and they don't get to see this video before it goes out. All of the audio in this video has been captured with this microphone. All right, we are out here in nature. I thought this would be a good location to test out the 8 different pickup patterns that this microphone has. Right now, we're on the directional setting. It's going to be, more straightforward, like a traditional shotgun mic. As I move around to the side of the camera, you're going to start to lose me a little bit, and especially around the back. But as I come back to the front, it's going to be a lot clearer. So you guys can see it's sort of rejecting things behind the camera and focusing more on what's in front of the camera. Now we are on the wide settings. It's going to still be picking up in front of the microphone, but as I move side to side, you'll notice you're going to be able to hear me longer. It's more of a 180-degree field of audio. This is going to be really strong for, if you have a bunch of people in the shot that are talking, having a discussion, 2, 3, 4 people, and you want to be able to pick all of that up, but still reject the rest of the environment. And now we have omnidirectional. This is going to be picking up everything around the camera in a full 360-degree radius. So, if you're behind the camera, beside the camera, diagonal to the camera, or in front of the camera, it's going to be picking you up as well as anything else. This is going to be handy if you are in a very unpredictable situation and you just need to capture all of the audio, or if you just want to capture a lot of the environment. Now, I know you guys can't see me right now, but I'm gonna guess that you can still hear me pretty good, and that's because I'm behind the camera using the back mic. As I start to move around the side and come more into the front of the camera, my guess is you probably can't hear me as good. That's because this one is designed to only pick up what is behind the camera. This is going to be really useful if you're wanting to pan around your environment and show your audience where you are while narrating. This next setting is capturing both the front mic and the back mic, but it's going to be rejecting the sides of the camera and microphone. This is going to be really handy if you're, interviewing somebody or having a conversation with somebody on camera. You can both talk at the same time and have that audio captured. Again, it's rejecting the sides, but as I come to the front, you're going to be hearing it clearly. This next setting is a lot like the one before, but the main difference is that instead of capturing both mics on the same channel, we're now capturing them on the left and the right channels, which means as I begin to walk around, you'll hear that, now I'm on the back mic and I can actually isolate this so you can hear just the front where I sound a little bit more muffled, or I can instantly switch to the back where I sound a lot clearer because this is the microphone that's picking me up. I'll show a more detailed example of just how powerful this is later. Now we are on the stereo setting. What this is basically an omnidirectional signal. So it's going to be capturing the 360-degree range again. The only difference between this and the other omnidirectional is that this is all in a stereo mode, which means, as I step to this side of the camera, it's going to sound like I'm on this side in your headphones. Versus if I hop on over to this side, if you're wearing stereo headphones, you're going to hear me more on this side of your headphones. There's a lot of great options that you can do with this, and it is pretty handy, and it's really cool that this microphone has the ability to capture this. And this last setting is honestly one of my favorites. This is the super directional setting, and it's going to be a really handy setting for vloggers and content creators if you're in a busy environment, because as I start to move to the side a little bit, you'll notice the microphone is now sort of rejecting this, and as I move back to the center, it's going to be picking me up more, especially as I start to go all the way around to the back. I don't even know if you guys can hear me that well right now, but I'm going to be coming right around to the front. This will be really helpful if you're in a very crowded or noisy environment to help your voice cut through the mix. In addition to these 8 pickup patterns, the mic also offers filtering options. It's got no filter, low cut, and noise canceling. Let's check these out. Currently, we are next to a busy road and I don't have any filters on. but I want to show you guys the difference of, what this microphone can do. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on the low cut filter. And now I've got the low cut filter on. This really should help, reduce some of that low rumble from the cars on the road and just give a little bit of a cleaner signal overall. It's gonna be not as rich and full, but it should help isolate my voice a little bit. But there's also one more filtering option that I can do, which is noise canceling. And this is what it sounds like with noise canceling on. It should help remove some of this environmental noise so that my voice sort of cuts through the mix. And that's how these filtering options can work. This microphone can be as hands-on or hands-off as you want. Traditionally, when using shotgun-style microphones, you would be diving into the menu settings to adjust your volume. But thankfully, with this microphone, you can simply use the auto setting. This will keep your audio from peaking and you won't really have to mess with your levels. Or you can choose to adjust the volume manually with the dial on the microphone. It also has a built-in attenuator where you can decrease the overall gain by -10 or -20 decibels. This will help if you're in a super loud environment. Alright, now that we've talked through the features of this microphone, let's hear it in action with some real-world examples. So we're here at a waterfall right now, and this is going to be a really challenging scenario for capturing audio, but I do want to see how we could tweak the mic a little bit to get some different results. So I'm going to switch the microphone to the rear pickup. And now as I am moving around and kind of showing you guys the area, you can probably hear me a little bit better. But to help with this even more, I'm also going to engage noise canceling. Now noise canceling is on and I'm using the rear pickup on the microphone as I'm panning the camera around and talking at the same time. This is probably going to help isolate my voice and let it cut through, more than just how I had it before. Another way you can use these settings is if you are interviewing someone. You can use the stereo front and back pickup pattern, and now you will have two individual audio tracks that you can adjust later. Michaela, what do you think of this microphone?
I think it's really cool. I really love how custom you can dial in each of those different pickup patterns.
Exactly. It's really flexible and versatile. It's awesome how you can arrive at a location for a shoot and then decide you want to switch it up. Instead of doing an interview, maybe we could do like a podcast type of a setting.
Yeah, why don't we try that now? Now the setting has changed.
We've decided to go with more of the wide pickup pattern,
which is really great if you're doing a podcast or if you have two people in a vlog.
It will help both of you sound good and more clear, even if you're just using the one microphone. All right, so I'm here in this downtown area. I've got a water fountain behind me. There's a busy road right in the distance. There's a lot of stuff going on. I've got this on the directional setting right now. So as I sort of turn and place that water fountain and like the noise in the distance behind the microphone, it should be focusing more now on my voice. But there's a few things I can do to take this even further. Let me go ahead and pop on super directional. Now I've got super directional on, but I can actually go and isolate my voice even more by engaging noise canceling. Now I've got noise canceling on, and this should help isolate my voice even more. But what if I want to do something different? Maybe I want you guys to actually hear the environment and hear everything that's around me. I'm going to turn noise canceling off. And I'm going to now switch the pickup pattern from super directional to omni. Now you guys will be able to hear that fountain. You'll be able to hear some roadside sounds. There'll be a lot more environmental noise coming into the shot, so you guys can feel more like you're a part of this environment. But what if I want to actually just show you guys around? So now I can, just be pointing the camera in different ways, but you're not going to be able to hear me that good unless I switch the microphone to the back mic position. Now you'll be able to hear me a lot clearer as I, pan and show you guys around the area that I'm in. I can talk to camera and you guys will be able to hear me a lot clearer, which is really handy. One of the really unique things about this mic is that when it's paired with a capable camera, it can take advantage of the 4-channel recording. On channels 3 and 4, you can actually have safety recordings, which are omnidirectional recordings at 0 for channel 3 and -20 for channel 4. This is really handy if, something really sporadic happens at an event, or even if you have just selected, the wrong setting on accident, you'll have a safety backup on channels 3 and 4, so that you're always covered with getting that audio recorded. What's up? Ben from the future here, and I've now had the chance to listen to a few of these tests, and I've kind of gathered some thoughts. All in all, the microphone is pretty awesome. It has a lot of great features and does a great job. But there are a few things to mention. The first being super directional mode. I found this mode to be hit or miss. I think what happens is because it focuses on such like a small area, in certain settings, there's just a lot of noise bouncing around the sonic space. I found it amplifying things that sometimes I just did not want louder. But the reality is I just haven't had the microphone long enough to figure out the strengths and weaknesses of when this mode will be best used. So I would tend to rely on using the directional mode, which I think works super good. Also, because of the way it connects, it can only be used with Sony cameras. But this also means that you can't really separate the microphone from the camera to do things like booming it. And I've got a little bit of a funny story for you guys. So I sat down to do the talking head portion of the video. I recorded it all the way through using this microphone. I get into the editing software, only to realize that I recorded the entire talking portion of the video using the back pickup. So I sounded super muffled. So this was definitely user error, but it got me thinking of a little bit of feedback for Sony that I wanted to share. I love that the controls are on the mic, and I think they're super useful if you're behind the camera capturing footage. But it is a little bit of a disadvantage for content creators who are in front of the camera because we can't easily see at a glance what our settings are at. Since the microphone is already communicating electronically via the multi-interface shoe, I would love to see in a future version or a future update the ability for the pickup pattern and some of the settings to be displayed on screen where we have the option of showing them or not. This would just be one extra level of control that we would have as creators, and it would be a nice tool to have access to, so we don't have to keep like flipping the camera around or going behind the camera if we've got it on a tripod, just to double or triple check that we have our settings right. Also, I just want to mention that you do not need to have a microphone like this in order to create awesome content. I'm a big fan of using what you have. If you've got a smartphone, if you have like an old camera laying around, utilize those things to the best of your abilities. Start making content. Don't wait around till you upgrade or wait around for the next thing to arrive. If you have a message to share with the world, start sharing it now because people need the content that you will create. You never know what's on the other side of hitting publish. You could help brighten somebody's day or even transform the course of their life just by sharing what you know and entertaining people and connecting with people and building community. So don't let the gear get in the way, but rather, work on your skills, become a better creator, and the gear will come over time. If you're in the market for one of these ECM microphones, to me, it's a no-brainer. I would definitely go for this one because of all of the flexibility. It's really been designed so that no matter what situation you're in, you have full control over how you create your content. Now, as cool as this microphone is, on-camera microphones won't always be the best option for every scenario. For example, when you need to be far away from the camera. A solution to this is wireless audio. To learn more about my favorite wireless audio setup, continue on to this video here. I've placed links in the description below. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, stay creative. Peace.